Hey Scorpio, what is going on? We're here with a timeless reading. So happy to be here with you guys. All right, first card that we have out, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords would be you checking out the scene, checking out what's going on, being very observant of what's happening in front of you currently. I'm seeing all air cards coming out. We have all swords. So we have Queen of Swords, Three of Swords, Nine of Swords. When we start off with a court card, I see this as a suggestion for us to try to embody that energy, to try to tap into that, because it's already something existing within us and it's going to be helpful for whatever it is that we're currently facing. So to have Queen of Swords and then to have Three of Swords, it can be like looking at something where there can be pain involved. And also to have Nine of Swords too, it can be like having a really hard time looking at this as well. And I'm seeing Five of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So this can be like, you could feel like somebody said something and it really hurt your feelings, but needing to lean into your air energy, it's getting into that spot where, I don't know, maybe at the end of the day, you're going to be like, so what? But I'm seeing something that is really, really getting to you right now. But Queen of Swords needs to be like, who is saying that to you? Who are you giving all of this credit and who are you giving all of this power to as well? Who hurt you, Scorpio? You could be setting boundaries too, maybe protecting yourself. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are going to be turning around, okay? Not to worry. Being in the energy of Queen of Swords and having Three of Swords, it's like needing to look into like, why did that feel hurtful? It's sort of like needing to assess that. I'm getting the Queen of Swords feeling kind of like the Judgment card. So this is like taking this apart and being like, why did I feel that way? Like, why did that feel hurtful to me? But because of how much you feel affected by this, it may be hard to look into it. You know, like it's something that's so painful maybe to look at, that there's a part of you that's like, don't do it because it hurts so much. But I'm seeing it be very necessary for you to understand this. And that's what Queen of Swords wants to do. I want to understand like where this is coming from. I want to understand why I'm feeling hurt right now. I want to understand why this is impacting me in the way that it is. To like reflect on it rather than repress it. Or rather than just to react to it, you know, it's witnessing this and observing it and trying to understand it. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, I do feel like there's something here that you're doing in order to protect yourself, but it may not be an easy thing to do. It feels like, I know how this impacted me before. I'm not going to allow this to happen again. But in order for you to actually do that, it may be something that is hard for you to do. So it can be like, I don't want to be hurt again, so I know I need to like set boundaries in this way, but this is also really hard for me to do right now. And then I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune, which feels like the way sort of that a situation can turn a little bit or move or pivot slightly. And then I'm seeing Knight of Cups, which is generally somebody expressing the way that they feel. And it looks like that's going to somebody. So I'm seeing this King of Pentacles over here that looks like they may be on the receiving end of this. So you can be telling somebody something. It looks like you're communicating with this person, but it may be something that could potentially be, I don't know, hard for you to say this. And I'm getting it even be like maybe how you were communicating with them before, you're communicating in a different way with them now, in light of everything that's happened. I don't know who this person is to you. I feel like it's going to vary for each of you. So I'm seeing you be the Queen of Swords, which is you needing to be very, very mindful here of how you are articulating things, what it is that you're communicating. And for the energy that I'm seeing you in, I feel like you're advocating for yourself, but I'm getting that it's not easy, because it feels like a situation where you got hurt and then needing to sort of proceed in a conversation with this person. It can be challenging, you know, like looking somebody in the face that just hurt you in some way or in the past has hurt you, you know, something like that. But I'm seeing it be like different the way now that you're communicating with them. So I feel like you're representing yourself maybe a bit differently with this person. And I'm seeing the person that you're interacting with be characterized as the King of Pentacles. And so this can be somebody that, like some type of masculine figure within your life. It can be like a father figure. It can be a manager. It can be a boss. It can be somebody that does very earth related things like management of some sort, or they may do something with finances. Or they could be seen as somebody that has like a lot of roles and responsibilities that they play. Maybe like their job is important to them. Something like that. That's sort of like the energy that this person would be characterized within. Like typically, archetypally speaking, this is who we would see. Then I'm seeing there be Ace of Pentacles, which is about this being like a new chapter for you. So it feels like turning over a new leaf, even though there's still like a lot of heaviness about, I guess, whatever happened before. And then I'm also seeing the Empress here. So this is a new beginning for you, where you, for a turn, have the opportunity to feel empowered and to do things that you feel empowered by doing. For some of you, you may be standing up to somebody. But I feel like the tables have turned in some way with this person. But I'm seeing you really like holding your own here. But I feel like whatever went down between you and this person, or like however it is that they're involved in this, it was some like maybe very heavy subject matter. But something that I find interesting is that like we don't start off with whatever the thing was that happened. We start off with you, and you stepping into, you embodying a particular type of energy to then sort of address whatever this was that had happened, to look into it, to spend time reflecting on it, to spend time understanding it. And I'm seeing something that like really mentally has like exhausted a lot of your energy. I'm seeing so much energy that's gone to this, but it's weird because you would think that this would be like, we're doing a reading for Scorpio, right? Scorpio is a water sign, and this does seem like something emotional, but I'm seeing a lot of air energy here. So I'm seeing this be something that has impacted you mentally more than anything. Like maybe yes in other areas, but the highlight is on mentally, how this has impacted you. And how this brings you into stepping into the energy of the Queen of Swords, which is you communicating, which is you advocating for yourself, which is you setting boundaries, setting ground rules with someone. And it does feel like Wheel of Fortune, like maybe times are different now with this person, or that something has changed now, or like that's what was going on before and something else is going on now. And I am seeing there be something about you communicating with this person. So coming back down here to where I'm seeing Ace of Pentacles and the Empress, this is like a new chapter that's being offered to you where you can do things in a way that feels empowering to you. And then I'm seeing Two of Pentacles and I'm seeing Ace of Swords. So I feel like you're figuring out how to do that. Like, what does that look like for me? When I show up in an energy that feels empowering to me, like who is that and what do they do and how do they show up and how do they act and how do they make choices? So I feel like this is what's being figured out currently. With Wheel of Fortune and with the Ace of Swords here, I do feel like maybe there were things that you couldn't say before, things that you didn't understand before, things that you didn't know before. And I feel like you have a lot of clarity on this situation, that maybe because it was so painful before, like it took a long time to work through this. But now that you've gotten to this point where there's definitely this expansion and understanding, Wheel of Fortune above the Ace of Swords, I feel like now you can communicate about it. So you could have wanted to say something maybe a long time ago, but you couldn't. But now you can, because something has changed. And it's about like your understanding of this and how you can communicate based off of that. And maybe also too, having Queen of Swords says, like, yeah, I was very much in my feelings about it now, and now I'm feeling like in a bit of a different place now, because Queen of Swords can be like intellect over emotion. So you may be in a spot now where you sort of feel mentally connected with this, and there's like less of an emotional engagement. And Queen of Swords will also, like for the most part, keep their cool too. Like they're not really going to show a reaction. This new chapter feels empowering to you because you're prioritizing the truth and maybe even bringing light to things that light hadn't been brought to these things. I'm seeing it almost be like this light that you've discovered, which is awareness and truth. I'm seeing that driving you, and I'm seeing you bring it to the High Priestess, and the High Priestess can be like secrets or things that were covered up or things that hadn't been being talked about. So I feel even like this conversation is maybe exposing something. Saying unsaid things. In a way, this kind of feels like a confrontation to me. So I don't know like what exactly this person's role was within this, but I'm definitely getting them feeling like they failed to do something that they were supposed to do. Like they were in a position of like power or responsibility, and it was, you see the King of Pentacles and you see somebody where it's like other people rely on that person. Like they're supposed to follow through with what they say. Like there's supposed to be like a sense of integrity, like them actually showing up and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Five of Cups shows like a failed mission. It's like somebody being like, yep, I'll play that role, and like failing miserably at it and having like a lot of regrets and just being like, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Like I said I was going to play that role. I may have even been in the position to do that and I didn't. So I even get the sense of this person having regrets, but I'm getting that like that may not have been something that was brought to light before. It may have been something that they sort of kept to themselves. I am seeing things like start to be worked through though. Yeah, it's like the way that somebody had been feeling, it looks like it's going to be expressed, and you could have known intuitively sort of what somebody was going through, but maybe they weren't actively talking about that. But now I'm seeing that it looks like they are indicating that, maybe not the whole thing, but that they're beginning to, if that's making sense. So it can be like you look at someone and you're like, I know exactly what you're feeling right now, but they weren't indicating that before. And now I'm seeing they're like beginning to indicate that. So it kind of feels like you sort of knew all along, but they were purposely like maybe masking in some way or hiding in some way. But now I'm seeing it start to be brought up, like it's starting to be revealed, like they're starting to show it now. And it has to do with like feelings that it seems like weren't spoken about before, especially like feelings of regret and sadness and remorse and just all of that. I'm hearing pillow, all of that like heaviness. Maybe a billowing feeling. And they could have been too in a spot where maybe they were repressing things too, and that's why they weren't speaking about certain things. But now I'm seeing there be Page of Cups, and I'm seeing there be Three of Pentacles, so that can be like an opportunity now to try to work something out with this person. But because we're starting off in the Queen of Swords energy, you really want to use your discernment when interacting with this person. And I'm seeing that be very, very important here. That you're not just like waltzing into the room and like exposing everything or sharing everything or like being boundless when you walk into this. This is about like walking into the room and checking out your surroundings and seeing what's going on and being mindful of what you're sharing too. Because Queen of Swords is parsimonious. That means we're only saying what we need to say and we're sticking to the point, and that we're not saying anything extra. So I'm seeing that you have a new beginning here. Seems like it's connected with something that you felt very much wounded you. It very much affected your feminine energy because we have the Empress here. This is feeling like a very Chiron moment to me. You know, Chiron is a placement within our birth charts, and it can speak about like sort of the original wounding that we experience. This can be something related to that within your birth chart. Like you may be able to see that. Things that are aspecting Chiron can tell you more of the story of what's going on there. But yeah, it seems like this thing already happened, but that this is the chapter where it gets addressed, because it's like, I don't want to be a wounded empress, I want to be a healed empress, but I'm seeing it be really heavy. So it's like, I'm addressing this healing so I can heal. Like, I'm addressing this pain, this trauma so I can heal. But then we have the Nine of Swords, so it's like, but it's really hard to do this. And so it's kind of that back and forth between I'm addressing it and then I'm soothing, I'm going back into it and looking at it, and then I'm grounding, or then I'm regulating. So I'm feeling sort of this back and forth that's being done here, Scorpio. And what I'm seeing is that you're getting to this point, and this could have, all of this stuff over here could have been done before this other person was involved in it. So it's like you started addressing this on your own, and there's like healing that's happening. And then I'm seeing when you get to a certain point, I'm seeing it be clear. It seems like now this person gets involved in it. So it can be like, back in the day, something happened between you and this person. Potentially. Some of you, this is like an example of how the energy can go. Back in the day, something happened between you and this person that you felt really impacted you in a very, what felt like a negative way. Okay? And it's something that had been like playing all throughout your life. You looked at this and you were like, I need to do something about it. I need to address it. So I'm seeing you like doing the work yourself over here. Very, very hard. So this takes time to do. And then when we get to the point where it's like the middle of the spread here, which is like you further along on the journey, then I'm seeing you be like, now I need to, there's something about like reaching out to this person to communicate with them. And it could be like you end up getting like an apology from this person. You end up working with this person. Maybe like you've been in therapy and you communicate, and now they're going to come to therapy with you. It's something like that that I'm seeing is happening here. So definitely a lot of heavy, heavy stuff. And this could have been something where when you went through it, you could have been like, maybe this is going to stick with me the rest of my life. But I'm seeing you get to a point where you're like, I don't want it to. And I'm seeing how it's affecting me. And even though this is like the most challenging thing for me to go through, Nine of Swords, like this is bringing up all of the fears for me and all of the anxiety for me. And just, I feel tormented by this. It's like all of those really heavy, deep feelings. But knowing that like the only way for this to be resolved is for you to actually move through it. And so I'm seeing you took on this choice to really like do this work and to move through it, and that it sort of like, it does something, like it's changed something karmically, energetically even. And then I'm seeing then there be like participation of this other person. It's like this other person then becomes involved. So I feel like you do the work up until the point where maybe this other person has to come through and be a part of this work that you're doing. And then I'm seeing like things that weren't revealed before be revealed. And I'm seeing too that like that happens, and then it looks like there's a possibility for you to continue in some way working with this person. But as I said before, to have us starting with the Queen of Swords and to have the Three of Pentacles over here, this is you checking in all the time. This isn't just like, yeah, let's work together and now we're working together all the time. This is like every moment of every day being like, is this still good for me? Is this still working for me? Is this still doing what I need it to do? Like going into it like that, like being protective of yourself in that way, and very mindful of your boundaries and very aware, okay? I'm just seeing Jupiter and the moon here. You guys could have, some of you could have something, something going on with the moon within your chart that could indicate this as well. But I feel like if you're resonating with this reading, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.